Alright, let's get started. First, I'm going to put a prediction up for everybody. And I think that's okay. We'll set it for 20 minutes. But we have a pretty fun breakdown for y'all today. Very big AO. Lots of objectives here. I'm going to get started with the point breakdown. Let me actually make sure my audio levels are good, because I had to adjust them last night to do a funny stream, but I think we're okay. I'll lower that one slightly and monitor that throughout. But we have this stream today, and then Pog, where I'll be on the ground, funny enough, as a grunt. We've wrapped up that pay-for campaign, because I'm trying to lessen the pay-for-pain style elements we're doing on the channel, so we can focus on one-offs again. Because there's no reason to have them anymore, because, well, wedding's over. We can relax, right? Haha. In this economy. Anyway. Hope everyone's doing A-okay. If you're not having a good day, I hope this stream makes you feel better. Regardless, we've got, for this OFCRA match, U.S. forces with CIA hit squads. I think the U.S. forces specifically are Rangers. And then OFCRA are a mix of Mexican Cartel and Dragon Rouge, which I think it means Red Dragon. I think it's their, like, heavy force. Or it's Dragon Rojo, excuse me, because it's, oh my god, Spanish. Silly me. But apparently, that is also, quote-unquote, Chinese advisors operating behind the scenes. So both sides have some spec op shenanigans to work with here, which should be quite interesting. Regardless, there is a final objective here today. It is a Purple Zone warehouse. And whoever has control of that warehouse by the end of the game will gain 2 points. There is an Intel laptop that OPFOR needs to defend till the 50-minute mark. And then there are runner jeeps that need to be put in the industrial site at the 59-minute mark. Blue 4 has to destroy the jeeps, retrieve the intel, and they get a bonus if they destroy all 3 jeeps as well, because there are 3 total. Here's the thing. I think some of OPFOR's objectives are hidden to Blue 4, so they're going to have to basically scan everything. This is going to have to be some sort of air assault, because there is so much to potentially search around here. OPFOR have a bunch of spawn points, as you can see on the map. Blue 4 have 3 as well across certain areas here. But let's go ahead and look at the rules here. Not all information is documented. You can follow along by typing the exclamation point mission command, by the way. American HIMARS has strict orders not to fire into civilian areas. So I think that's what all of these black zones are. So Blue 4 have HIMARS. That's funny. And then there's this dashed line around this area that they're not allowed to fire on either. God damn, that's funny. All spotting drones have laser designators. The HIMARS has its artillery computer on. The HIMARS also nerfed the rounds. It's multiple nerfed artillery shells, essentially, but it's still a big explosion. And then there's also caches of OPFOR gear at their objectives, interesting enough. Trying to find if there's anything else here to help break down the operation, but I'm not seeing much. OPFOR, meanwhile, we see a lot of LMG Jeeps, off-road HMGs. OPFOR also have some FPV drones. And then we've got the Chinese Special Forces on Dragon Rojo. We also have ZU-23s as an anti-air group for OPFOR. Blue 4 CIA reserves. They've got Pelter drones, which I think are the Eddies. We have Eddie PvP today. That's amazing. We also have 2 Blackhawks by Blue 4. We've got special groups as well with the Rangers and their HIMARS and a Yabin drone team as well. And a Striker. So very interesting operational breakdown here. I can't tell if this is the purple zone. I think this is. The tint's a little off, but they might have replaced that area with warehouses. I'm trying to figure out where this industrial site is, though. But nonetheless, that is the point breakdown. Either way, this should be quite an interesting match. I always love it when we see custom stuff like this. But OPFOR have 3 runner trucks to work with, Blue 4 trying to destroy them all, and then we're looking for an Intel laptop, as well as a final capture zone. Does the Cartel have any real chance? I think they're supposed to be relying on hit-and-run tactics with FPV drones and ambushes off of trucks. However, if Blue 4 properly utilizes their air support, it's more heavily in favor of Blue 4, but I think it's also going to be a very hard CQC hell, which is this northern town. Plus, Blue 4 is going to lose a lot of time in moving forces up, and you see that OPFOR have some spawns ahead to basically make ambush areas. Blue 4 is not going to be able to move all their forces with Blackhawks, but if Blue 4 does this op properly, you know, spots their stuff and gets everything set, I think they're going to have an easy time up until the town. Because think about it this way, OPFOR, they have to do their ambushes in the black zones, otherwise they're going to get HIMAR'd. So that limits where they can attack from, but then Blue 4 should just be smart and bypass these areas and then get right up to the final area. So I think OPFOR is going to have to try to make some pretty crazy ambushes here. We'll probably see the drone teams for OPFOR come out, though, and see if they can ambush the convoys with their FPV drones, but it's a big game of cat and mouse in the middle, to be perfectly honest. But the final fight where it's going to be in this urban hellhole, that's where OPFOR can get an advantage. But we got to see if that Yabin drone is armed. If that Yabin drone is armed with AGMs and they are free fire, because this is only for the HIMARS not to engage. I doubt the Yabin has AGMs, but if it does, it'll be easily able to snipe vehicles. Now, you do have a ZU-23 truck with OPFOR, but I'm going to be honest, it's really hard to kill any player drones with just a ZU-23. If a competent player is using a drone, the competent player on the ZU-23 AAA is not going to get a shot on it. So I would say we're at a 2-to-1 advantage on Blue 4, in my humble opinion. Yet I see 100k on OPFOR, so anything's possible here. Plus, you got to remember, this isn't about the PvP, it's about the objectives. So we need to see where the trucks are going to spawn, where the cash-in zones are, and what Blue 4 is going to be capable of here. Because if they're not in this final area by the 60-minute mark, OPFOR has already won this match. So this is a game about speed by Blue 4 of can they get across this map in 60 minutes and complete the objectives, or can OPFOR manage to stall them? That's where it's going to be incredibly difficult. So there's a few different strategies we can see here. We could see OPFOR take the ZU-23, put it like here, and then have 2 FPV drone groups around here and here. And then they could just make a really deadly outer net. They could even put it in the black zone, put those groups in the black zones if they wanted to. That way they don't risk getting HIMAR'd. But then they can intercept any like UH-60 groups that come in. If the UH-60 flies over the ZU-23, ZU-23 is going to ice it. If they fly near the FPV drone teams are going to swoop in and get a lot of free kills on the CIA or Ranger teams that come in. So OPFOR has to be very, very smart on where they put their defensive lines, and it's going to really rely on them having a very competent commander. Oh my god, look, a very competent commander just joined in. It's Pierce. Not to sound crazy when I say this, but Pierce playing as Blue 4 commander would actually be a very good matchup for this. Because Bliat rush B in an objective AO where they have to rush in because speed has to be a thing actually would favor a Pierce strategy of piercing the open, because they have to. They have to be quick so they don't get destroyed by FPVs. They have to be quick so they don't get gunned down by the ZU-23. When you think about it, Pierce needs to command Blue 4. That's the only way Blue 4 is going to get into this AO in time. They got to pierce the open. Oh, okay, it's Z commanding Blue 4. I've never seen Z command. If I did, it's been a long while, so that's going to be an interesting call. Oh, look at this, the Dream Team. Is this with a 50 cal? Oh, my God. They put Sam and Lolo, two of the... Sorry for peeking my mic. I'm trying to, like, show that I'm giddy here. They gave the best vehicle crew a Crow 50 cal striker. If Sam and Lolo don't get at least 5 kills with that, I'm going to shame them immensely. But goddamn, they've got a pretty powerful setup here. My God, who's Op Force commander? Settler? Okay, Settler and Audrey, 2 competent commanders. We don't always see them, but they are pretty potent at what they do. But anyway, Blue 4 up here, so we've got a platoon of U.S. Rangers. I see magnified optics. I see marksman with Scar H's with the lawn barrel with that 230A. We've got unmagnified 249s with lawn barrels. Honestly, just put the scope on that gun and that thing's going to be pretty freaking dangerous. I'm looking for any other weapons here, seeing if there's any GL capability. We've got some light anti-tank on these guys. I'm not seeing any grenade launchers, but it could be a secondary 320 system, so I'm not going to discount it. But they got 3 MRAPs to work with. MRAPs can still be defeated by 50 cal fire. But against explosives, they are resistant. We've got CIA hit teams here, so we've got breacher shotguns. We've got 338 marksman rifles. We do have magnified optics, RCOs on their rifles here. Okay. We got MP7s as secondaries, too. I mean, that's a really good CQC weapon to have for urban warfare. So these guys are pretty well stacked. So this is going to be a magnified optic fight for most of these guys. Again, not seeing any GLs, but it could be a secondary weapon. But these guys only have... I'm assuming these are the bulletproof versions of the SUVs. But, yeah, no, these are runner-runner groups. Ah, okay. I heard the gunfire. I'm like, no! All right, looking at the rest of Blue 4 here. This is the air assault group. So these are going to be, I think, also... And if anyone, these would be the Rangers, actually. So we got suppressed optics. Is that... Okay, I thought I saw a C-Mag, and I was about to say, no self-respecting Ranger is ever going to put a C-Mag in their damn gun. But, all right, more magnified optics, suppressors. This is your sneaky, hit everyone from behind group. They do have UH-60 miniguns as well. And then we also see some light vehicles. Not sure if these can be towed or not, but I'm going to be honest, unless these are air-towed, these are all useless. Instead, just use your helicopters to bring all your forces in. Command, we have the HIMARS right here, and then we have a transport UAV. And then somewhere in here, we also have the RD drone, which is the fixed-winged one. I'm assuming Command would have access to it, so if we were to go into first person, look on the map. Oh, wait. What? We saw it? Okay, so she's already running to the AO. Damn, that was quick. OPFOR, meanwhile, we already see... Alright, so these 3 groups are the runner teams. So these are the trucks that Blue 4 is trying to engage. So all 3 of these are trying to get back to base up here. So Blue 4 is going to more than likely try to intercept them either with random artillery from the HIMARS or try to land the Blackhawks outside of the town to set up ambushes for these guys. So these are 3-man teams, but they have like Uzis and Kerpis. They have submachine guns. These guys are going to get smoked. That's funny. So all 3 of these vehicles need to potentially be destroyed for Blue 4 to gain points, and they need to be brought by the 59-minute mark into the objective area here for OPFOR to score. This is the industrial zone. Okay. And then I got to wonder, where's the final warehouse zone? This might be the warehouse right here. Okay. Let's look at the rest of OPFOR. So we have their own bulletproof SUVs. We got some Hilluxes. We see PSOs on AKs. I'm going to be honest, an ACOG beats a PSO every day of the week. We have laser-designated rangefinders. We have some RPKs with PSOs as well. So the machine gunners on OPFOR are going to technically outrange Blue 4 because Blue 4 only have the holo sights, but I mean, they can just pick up an ACOG, so it doesn't really matter. We got 50 cals on various off-roads here. 50 cals are going to be pretty deadly to vehicles within range. There's nothing with heavy armor. But we see an RPG as well. I don't know. Blue 4 are definitely outgearing Op4 here. We got MG42s in play. But I didn't see any optics on them. All right, so we have some, what are those, ACRs? Those are either CZ550s or ACRs. But 5.56 rifles here, and they're, okay, they also have the ZU-23 right here. 2 ZU-23s, actually. But the MG42s, no, that's an MG3, actually, but they lack scopes. And I assume these are the Chinese forces here. Yep, with the QBZ battle rifles. Oh, God, he's got a C-mag on that bitch. But these guys have the magnified optics here. All right. So they're also going to have the 2 darter drones and then moving around with their SUVs. All we need to see Op4 do is set up a nice perimeter around the AO, set up some internals, and then they're good to go. What's this marker up here, though? This is some sort of villa. Pretty decent Overwatch point, not gonna lie, but I'm gonna quickly look at the objectives here and we're gonna break things down. So, common objective for 2 points is whoever controls this warehouse at the end of the game. There is an intel objective, so I'm assuming that's what this is. This is the intel objective. And I'm trying to see, oh, this goes underground. Oh, so we've got outright underground warehouses in this bitch. This is going to be an absolute hellhole to assault. Oh, no. So they've got a side entryway right there. They got top-down entry points. And I can't tell if the laptop is here or if it's somewhere underneath. But I'm looking around. But this is definitely where the laptop location is. Yeah, if it's not in there, then it is definitely somewhere in this superstructure. So they've got a ladder entrance, but that doesn't, I think that's for getting up there because there's no entry points on the side. They have a crawl-in entrance here, and they got multiple windows they can bust. There's a lot of breach points on this one, but the laptop is somewhere in here. It might be just that, it might be just getting onto this, but there's no, like, rooftop access here. So it has to be somewhere more internal. But this is worth 3 points. It's going to be cashed in at the 50-minute mark. And then the runner vehicles, game just started. They're going to be cashed in at the 60-minute mark if they're in here. So it's 2 points each for Op4 if they get them in the industrial zone. But Blue 4 get 1 point each for destroying them. But they also get a bonus 3 points if they destroy all 3 by the 61-minute mark. So that's our point breakdown. Hey, Nem, how you doing? So we already see this Blue 4 convoy heading out here. And they're going to be right behind one of the Op4 truck spawns. We have another group trying to catch up to that truck spawn up there. And then this third one, I am assuming the Blackhawks are going to take off and try to hit them. So Blue 4 are going to be aggressively trying to pursue these 3 trucks. And if they're unable to, then they're going to have to try to assault the industrial zone. While we also see a team go out and try to hit this position up here for that laptop. I'm all right. We got 2 streams today. And we got some nice PvP to cover. I always love when I see OFCRA out-of-the-box scenarios like these. Gonna be honest, I do love seeing their 200-player, you know, one side attacks, the other side defends a certain one objective, and we just see an absolute slaughter. But these are fun. These are creative. This is what I like casting PvP for. And there is a forklift in the industrial zone. Or no, that was it was in the oh my god, the mansion where the laptop is. Yes, we do have the 3CB faction certified forklift. I mean, yeah, that could be the objective, and then they have to basically, that might be why the forklift is here. It's so they can lift themselves up to the laptop. That would be pretty funny, not gonna lie. Maybe it's hidden in here and we just don't realize it. Ah. Regardless. We have the Striker immediately breaking off. It's going to try to use that Crow 50 cal to try to range out the Fent Runner car up there. I'm really surprised he didn't just cut off the road here. Instead, he's going down this entire route. That shows me these guys are a little confused with where they are. Because, yeah, now the 50 cal is going to be able to potentially hit him. A little bit of a mistake by these guys. It's a Fent lift. But yeah, they're going to be able to drive out. It's funny, they off-road here, but they were driving normally here. It's like, why didn't you just off-road right there in the first place? You know, ARMA players are a very interesting breed of people, not going to lie. The logic is interesting, for lack of a better word. Yeah, this weekend, though, we're going to have two major operations back-to-back. I'll be on the ground for both of them. One of them is an MCO hosted by Dr. Boom, and the other is an MCO hosted by Devour Kane. That's going to be Saturday. We're going to have so much to do. And by the way, U.S. government reopened, which means none of you got it. Stillwater Security is doing ops again, because for whatever reason, the government being open is tied to them. Wait, no, they're not. Shit, I forgot. They didn't know how long the government shutdown would be, so they closed their doors till I think the 13th of January. Shit. If they just waited one more week, the government would have reopened, but they didn't know. Oh, damn. That is kind of weird that the government being open is tied to Stillwater ops running, though. Maybe they're all CIA plants out to get me. Who knows? Regardless. Yes, an independent contractor, quote-unquote, but funded by the U.S. government. Crazy? Nah, it's just a theory, guys. All right, the runners are... Okay, one of them's super close by. The other two... I mean, this one, we're going to probably see them try to use the road. I'm curious to see if the Blackhawks try to ambush them along this route and what backup potentially comes out to assist them. We see one of the ZU-23s also coming up behind. And then another ZU-23 going south. Striker, funny enough, took a shortcut and is actually still well ahead of the MRAPs. But they're actively pursuing. I'm curious why these guys are hiding, though. They have the advantage of getting away here, so that's going to be an interesting call. The last stop ended with somebody getting stuck in a hostile area in Stillwater. Well, that's going to be an interesting Siri operation. After months of you guys hiding, you're going to finally get rescued. Where's the drone at? Good question. Drones are funny because we can't see them in this interface. We have to specifically go to a drone operator interface. It's right there. You can see it. Very high up there. ZU-23s are definitely not going to engage us. This does not have AGMs, though. I'd see the outline. So she is spotting for the HIMAR, but she is at the moment doing orbitals in this town. So she can see if there's anything to strike. But if we see a random symbol on the map disappear, we'll know. HIMAR's on the move. I think they have 6 missiles to work with here. So the ZU-23s are not going to be focused on the drone. The ZU-20... Hold on. Something much more important is going on. OPFOR Command has stolen the forklifts and is now moving the forklift out of the AO so Blue 4 cannot use it to lift themselves up where we presume the capture laptop is. This is huge. Anyway, back to common sense. The ZU-23s are literally going to be 2 things. One, or serve 2 purposes. One is to destroy the Blackhawks, and the other is to gun down infantry. Be on a hill, use that defilade, and just murk the hell out of infantry. Those are the 2 purposes. I could have sworn I just saw a Blue 4 symbol. Okay, but I don't see... Wait, yes I did! Yes I did! Flameseer fell out of the helicopter. They really need to put seatbelts on those things in Arma. I swear, man. I swear. We have helicopter-related injuries so often in PvP. You know, that's a good question. We'll see if Adrisep is forklift certified, if he survives. But if he blows up, then we know he wasn't forklift certified. All right, so this fentanyl runner is now running back to where it should have been in the first place, but we do have the Striker lurking. But we do have an anti-air vehicle close by. Anti-air vehicle is not going to be able to destroy the Striker, but it will be able to pop its wheels, and it will be able to disable the gun. And if it pops enough of the wheels, it's going to completely nullify its ability to pretty much do anything. So that's a good start. Fentanyl runner almost crashes into the SUV and gets armored. But now these guys are going to be probably escorting that vehicle back. Helicopters are going to be bypassing that objective. Instead, they're going to land about 3.5 clicks out of the AO and I guess walk into the laptop objective. That's a little risky because that's a long walk and they have to get there within an hour. Oh, Striker's about to get on top of the hill. That AAA vehicle still driving around. That could be an easy target for the Crow system. Crow system scanning. And a stop is ordered. They start engaging. Eyes are saw blood. ZU-23 returned fire. More blood. They gotta be careful because they can't aim on the front of the truck exactly. Striker moving forward. The game of cat and mouse continues. They're gonna try to pull away from the fentanyl runner. Oh, but the Striker spotted it. Striker's gonna go for the objective instead. ZU-23 might not realize that they're no longer pulling the Striker, so they're gonna keep driving as the Striker's gonna prioritize the runner here. And these guys are running on foot because they know they can't do anything and their support just drove away. Striker's going to be able to mag dump 50 cal that vehicle and destroy it. And this is going to be the first few points on for the Striker. I don't know why they smoked it. That's going to potentially attract the position of the Striker here. They're unloading 50 cal into that vehicle. I think they're going to try to get on a hilltop to then overwatch that area, and then they're going to be able to call this vehicle in. Strangely enough, these guys are dismounting and moving up on foot. I think that's a really bad call. They need to keep a few people back with the vehicles. Wait a second. Nope, they're good. I get this is a really shitty terrain area. This is where you're probably going to get ambushed. Dismount the infantry, have them move up on foot while the vehicles just drive up behind them. That's the right call to make. I appreciate that call. But now they've got the vehicle pinned down. They can just let this team come up. They can AT it. Easy kill. Meanwhile, Blackhawk teams have deployed literally a kilometer apart on these guys. Twig King's team deploying a little closer because he knows he doesn't have to worry about it too much. What I'm curious about is, what do we have over here? A warehouse. Are these drones? Yeah. So we see OFCRA has deployed a darter right here. They're watching for a group like this to come in. We have bomb drones on standby over here. Grounded at the moment. These are going to be the quadcopter bomb drones. They're in the middle, so this is a very lucky call by OFCRA to guess that Blue 4 is going to come up that route. Meanwhile, looking at the rest of the map, the CIA teams are going on the far north of the map to then try to ambush. They're going for this objective, and then they're going to basically cross it into that area. That worries me a little bit because that's going to be 4 points for OPFOR for getting 2 of the vehicles in, 1 point for Blue 4 because they were able to smoke 1. There it is, by the way. They did mag dump it with the 50 cal and take it out. Striker's probably going to continue going off, though, and it's going to try to overwatch and find targets to eliminate. We had a spin out on one of the vehicles, though. That is one of the fentanyl runners, so that's the vehicles they need to get to here. I mean, technically, this vehicle could try to find an overwatching point and then snipe the fentanyl vehicles with the 50 cal. However, we do have a warehouse that the vehicles could go into. We have multiple, actually. This one more defensive. We have... Oh, he's brought the forklift in here, funny enough. He might have gotten it stuck, though. Okay, so I don't think Audrey Sip is forklift certified. But I guess he was trying to get it up the stairs or something. Weird call, but this is where they're trying to get the vehicles into. So one vehicle still getting escorted over here. We can see on the symbolism there. Other vehicle is pretty much in town, and it's scot-free inside. But Blue 4 are going to basically be trying to assault this objective here, and then pushing into the final objective. If they're successful in taking the laptop, that's going to give 3 points to Blue 4, plus a 4th for destroying that one truck. So this final score is going to be tied 4-4. Let me quickly look. This has to be done at the 50-minute mark, though. So these guys really need to push, because if they get bogged down on the outside, it's not going to be good. But then it's going to be whoever controls the warehouse by the end of the game is going to get those final 2 points. So with the score tied 4-4 by the end of it, if Blue 4 is able to get that laptop, it's going to be whoever controls the purple zone. I guess that's what these guys are going to do. They're setting up to hit that area, but they're going to have the most resistance to deal with in this zone. Anyway, tabbing back out to open up OBS so we can keep chatting. Looks like OP4 command. Nope, he was able to get the forklift out. Oh, shit, he actually got it up the stairs. Oh, it's supposed to say Livonia. That's weird. The map command didn't update right, but no, it's Livonia. Weird. It's because yesterday we ran an op and we ran Fallujah, so I guess it didn't update. That's weird. Anyway. Blue 4 is going to try to basically assault everything on the rear. So even if these guys get bogged down, then you're going to have to see these guys potentially move up the riverbed and then get right on top of the objective on the rear. Sometimes I update the commands and then the bot just doesn't update them. I don't know if it's a latency issue or the bot lagging out, but it happens at least once a week.
Send in GOAT Team 6.
Nago TV, I hope I pronounced that right. Thank you so much for the Twitch Prime sub. Hope you keep enjoying the operations. I hope you get a nice kick out of this scenario. So Sam is the gunner for the striker. Lolo is driving. They're going to potentially go up to this hill where we do have an AA team set up. They're looking around trying to find things to engage from up here. They don't have AT, though, and I don't know where their vehicle is, but they're not going to be able to do anything to that big. See the escort team bringing the other fentanyl. Oh, wait a second. Something just got armored. The fentanyl vehicle lagged out and just took out the front support vehicle. Oh! They had too tight of a spacing and someone's internet connection completely wiped this team. There goes Depso, there goes Pogo, and there goes Kremet. Admin's probably going to respawn him, but damn, the Chinese lag switch strikes again. Didn't score any points, though, for Blue 4. The truck wasn't armored, thankfully. That's pretty damn funny. 50 cal takes out one of the spotters for the AA group, causing the other to run. First official kill by the striker team. Defra calling that in, saying the striker is nearby. Vehicles, meanwhile, they left one, and the other one's driving off in the distance, and now you have the infantry running up here. Okay, they're being stupid now. Okay. I thought it would be an escorting of them up, but instead they're just examining the ridge instead of... I don't know. I'm not going to try to figure out what players do, because players do some of the dumbest things. You can see the CIA teams, they're not moving directly up the riverbed because it would be too easy to spot them. They're instead trying to be a little more sneaky. Now, we do have a drone up here. I do want to look at some of this drone hit team with the Cartel. Darter drone, I am assuming, has spotted some of these blue 4 elements here. But they are moving. Ah, here we go. Oh, they have to see. I mean, that's very easy to spot from the camera, but they see these blue 4 elements moving in. That, or they didn't, and they're trying to recover the drone right now, thinking they didn't spot anybody. There is no way in hell you didn't just see those dots, though. I think they're trying to move because they think blue 4 is coming nearby. They don't realize this other group's right here. Otherwise, this group would be driving away at this point. They think they can outrun this group of infantry. He just got out of the drone. We still haven't seen the bomb drones mobilized. We have a second darter drone on the southern side. But yeah, these guys are now trying to escape. Alexander's on point, though. Will we hear that vehicle? I don't. So I think blue 4 is going to be none the wiser in that situation. Striker now marauding around, trying to find more stuff to hit. First vehicle, I'm assuming, is in. Second vehicle is coming up. That is over here. Did Depso's team get respawned? It looks like it. And that other guy that fell out of the helicopter also got respawned. I don't see a skull anymore. So it looks like CIA forces are now going to be dismounting on the other side. Again, though, this is cashed in at the 50-minute mark, that laptop, which means at the 58-minute mark here, because there's an 8-minute safe start timer, that's going to finish. So it does not give blue 4 a lot of maneuvering time. Based on the fact it took them about 5 to 8 minutes to maneuver 1 kilometer, that means it's going to take them another 16 to 20 minutes to get to the objective. 16 to 20 minutes, that puts this at 47. That means they'll have 11 minutes to assault this compound and find the objective, which is not a lot of time. So these guys defending this area makes me think the laptop is somewhere in here, but we'll see how it gets cashed in. But no rear security makes me think that blue 4 could just sneak into the objective and take it. But it is a weird set of calls. 50 cal Overwatch set up. They are engaging that top team. That's going to give time for this team down here to maneuver on this area, but it's going to slow down this advance. You have to remember, the Cartel just need to stall blue 4 and they win. They don't need to kill them. They just need to stall. This, however, is a position that could get high-marred, but it's going to take a few minutes adding to that stall timer. Or blue 4 could maneuver onto it, but it's still going to be a few hundred meters of advancing. Still going to add to the stall timer. Why are they dropped so far away? It's because blue 4 wasn't comfortable landing the units closer. Blue 4, what they should have done is use the drone that they have, the, oh my god, the Yavin. I keep blanking on the damn name, because I want to call it a Predator drone, but that's different. But the Yavin drone should have scouted the LZ and scouted around it and allowed for them to land much closer. But instead, they just kind of went in blind. I think they're using the Yavin to blindly scout things. But if we were to look, they've moved the HIMAR up a little bit. They have the Blackhawks back here. That's a bit of a weird call. We also have the Eddies deployed back here. Are you telling me they didn't bring the Eddie drones? You're going in an urban CQC area. You have 2 shotgun drones that can insta-kill people, and they didn't bring them. That's just sad. Wherever Falcon is, he is rolling around crying over that. So the Yavin is over here. It's providing Overwatch for this team to come in. These guys are going to focus on getting into the warehouse. Though we do have the HIMAR. It has moved its gun a little bit, but it's not showing no indication of firing. Orthy Oliver, thanks for the 11-month resub at Tier 2. I greatly appreciate it. Hope you keep enjoying the operations, and I hope you get a nice kick out of this scenario. Someone fell out of a chopper, someone armored a vehicle and killed 3 people, but they all got respawned. The only thing of note is a striker killing a guy and blowing up an objective vehicle. So you see Sam on a kill and a vehicle kill. He's looking around right now trying to spot any OPFOR in the distance, but he's not going to find anything. Okay, this has to be an infantry guy. This can't be... No! This was the Fent team that got engaged and lost their vehicle. Striker could see him and pick him off, but it looks like they're busy looking on the left side here. You got Lolo out here looking around with his rangefinder, trying to spot targets for Sam. Sam... Look at the zoom he has, man. I don't think he has thermals on it, though. I think Lolo just got back in the vehicle, and they're going to continue driving on. Meanwhile, it looks like these guys repositioned. They're trying to find another position to potentially stall this element. I don't know if they know this Blue 4 team's coming up, though, but they pulled back to show that they might have, but they should have pulled back further. No, they know. They know. They're trying to set up a machine gun to ambush these guys. Again, all they're trying to do is stall. What they failed to realize, though, is there is another group coming in on the rear, but they're not going to come and assist. These guys are going to get stalled by this element, but these guys are going to be able to get in and get the objective, keeping it open. Now you got the 50 cal firing at these guys. They're popping some defensive smoke grenades. HIMAR. Where's that HIMAR call? Interestingly enough, over here, we do have some other trucks set up around this area. And then we do have another CIA hit team coming up here to potentially engage that group. See some tracer fire coming in here. That gets Maverick knocked out. He over-peaked a little bit. I think they're looking to double tap him. This is where we call in that HIMAR. That HIMAR would absolutely annihilate this one position. You're thinking it. I'm thinking it. Where's that HIMAR call? We have it. Use it, damn it. Call it in. I do like that OPFOR is trying to set up this assault on this one position. We have a lot of units set up. This is really risky, though. We have a knockout on the side. As OPFOR is pushing their units up here, they run the guy over to double tap him, and this 50 cal car is now coming up and immediately gets eaten by AT. Beautiful reaction by Salty here, making 2 OPFOR players very salty, and they double tap the bodies as they are thrown out of the vehicle. Grenades also being thrown. Look at this, though. CIA team running up to this hilltop. They're going to find a flipped-over cartel vehicle. A little bit of an oopsie by the players here. They do have a 50 cal up here as well. Looks like they're replacing a wheel. CIA team's going to raffle stomp a few more forces here. UH-60 arriving over to potentially give some air support. They're lucky OPFOR doesn't have their 50 cal anymore, because otherwise they would have been able to shoot that vehicle. Oh, this is some of the Chinese forces here. Now they're taking marksman fire. We see OPFOR also engaging from across the way here, trying to suppress those guys. Meanwhile, Blue 4 opened up on the vehicle. GLs or grenades hitting right on top of these forces here. One guy is tapped. He's trying to throw. We got 9 Banes being thrown as well, but they're taken out. Other vehicle trying to reposition to find an angle, realizing they are under pressure from a devastating line assault from a CIA kill team. And UH-60s are now flying over this position, engaging some of the forces down here. Trying to look at command to see if they have any drone access. They do not. Whoops, didn't mean to click out there, but I wanted to see if they had both of the fentanyl cars in the AO. Someone fell off of a rooftop over there. That's funny. Yep, so we got one wedged in further back here, the other one wedged over here because they're trying to drive it up the stairs. So Op4 is guaranteed 4 points, Blue 4 guaranteed 1 point so far. ZU-23 trying to fire at the Blackhawk, but the rounds are short. 35 minutes. Again, 58 minutes is when that other laptop objective's called in. We need to see these guys start to get a move on the objective themselves. UH-60 continuing to harass with their miniguns. Again, this is a great HIMAR target. But is Command going to use it? Probably not. Waduni, please. Please. I'd rather have you use it and get 1 or 2 kills than not use it and get jack shit with it. Hearing more ZU-23 rounds landing close by as the Blackhawks are now just gunning down whatever vehicles they can see. The bomb drones are still landed. They have not deployed yet. As the Blackhawks are trying to gun these vehicles down. The Striker also deliberating, enfilading fire, causing these guys to take cover behind the vehicle, and the Striker takes him out from range. That was shooting from over 1 kilometer away, not including the defilade distance. That was Sam's second kill. He also got a knockout up there, but with 50 cal, that's likely going to be a permanent knockout. Cal continuing to fire. Looks like he woke up, so he's going for the vehicle. You can hear the ZU-23 firing in the distance. Trying to dodge that fire. Now, the 7.62x51 machine gun, because I'm pretty sure that's what the 134 minigun is chambered in, right? Is it? I think it's 7.62, but it's not going to be able to pen that vehicle. But feel free to correct me if I'm wrong. I can't remember if it's 7.62 or 5.56. Trying to see if that second 50 cal car was engaged. We saw the devastating ambush on that vehicle. Looks like these guys are continuing to move on foot, though. I don't know if their plan is to potentially get into here or get into the warehouse early, but they got time to do both. But if they're going to be slow on their advance in, especially at this angle where anything from the town could look up and potentially watch them come in, it's a risk. This is where, unironically, rushing in with a vehicle would do you some good, because it allows you to cross this massive danger zone. It's 7.62, thank you. All right, 19 minutes left. Blue 4 still have to go 1 kilometer to the objective, and then they have to find the laptop. It's gonna be close. 50 cal Striker, though, from range. Getting one hit again on the gunner here. Gunner is blindly firing, though. Shots seem to be landing above the Striker, but it's enough to make him wave off. Sam on 6 kills now. This is a fight over 1,200 meters away. You gotta remember, though, the Striker can auto-range that Crow system, where the ZU is just guessing. Looks like he just got the knockout on him. There's the dead driver as well. But that striker, it's going to be racking up kills left and right. But that's still a very minor unit to work with. The major part is going to be the timing of stalling the infantry troops because they're going to be the ones actually getting the objectives done. However, that is going to provide some relief to the UH-60 so they can now operate with impunity in this AO. Other ZU-23 cars coming in from the southern side. Solo crewed at the moment because his other members were killed off. All right, Southern Infantry Group for Blue 4 is going to be entirely useless for the first two objectives. They're only going to get into the warehouse at the end of the game. These guys might be able to get into the industrial area, but there's a lot of defenders on it. They're unlikely to win. And then the Northern groups, I think they're still on par to get the laptop, but time is not on their side. If Blue 4 is unable to get the laptop, by the way, it's an instant GG and an OPFOR victory. Because the final objective is only worth 2 points, and that's not going to give Blue 4 the point count to win. Is the HIMAR up? All right, what could they hit with a HIMAR? That. That's the only OPFOR element that's outside of the AO. That's the, well, I guess that and this. Those are the only two things they can hit with the HIMAR at this point. They've kind of lost the opportunity to use it. It's up, it's erect. Let's see it go off. Ah, it's always such a damn tease. Maybe it was on this position when they see them mounting up and now they're driving off. Hard to say. 50 cal firing again. I think I just saw a symbol disappear. And there's a knockout. 2 knockout. OPFOR, we're mounting up infantry. We have a kill. We have a knockout. We have no knockout symbol in here. That is 3 kills and a knockout. And these vehicles are smoked. These were not the bulletproof ones. So that's going to put Sam on 9 or 10 kills at this point. All right, we're 1 off. The map is Livonia, not Fallujah. The bot glitched out. Can't do anything about that. More 50 cal fire coming in. It's causing these guys to hunker down. Blue 4 now have a straight shot onto the objective, but time is ticking. They have 15 minutes to get up there. And I think it's technically cashing at the 59-minute mark, so. You know, my bad, actually. That would be 1 hour and 7 minutes, not 59 minutes. So they actually have a little more time than I thought. Which means they are probably going to get on top of that objective because that is in 25 minutes, not 15. So, my bad with that. They actually do have the time. I think Blue 4 is going to be able to get it. Sam, it looked like he was engaging this vehicle that he saw. You know what's bugging me here? We still don't see these FPV drones up being utilized. We have a Crocus drone up here. We have another one over here, but we don't see any combat drone use for OPFOR at the moment. I get maybe they're trying to bait them to come in and whatnot, but hold up. Hold up, I might need to eat my words here. Use it. He might try to Crocus the striker. If they can Crocus AT drone the striker, that would allow for OPFOR to survive with a few more units here. That would be huge. They have the Darter drone lined up on it. And we have a Blackhawk just deploying element here. Heartseer kills PHK, but then oh my god. Autocannon fire just came in. There's only one asset that could do that. Are you telling me? One of two things happened. One of two things happened. It got fucking HIMAR'd. HIMAR's cluster artillery just took out the drone and saved the striker. That is unironically one of the funniest counters I've ever seen in all of PvP. Because what are the fucking odds? You have the drone lined up to take the striker out, you deploy it, you put it up in the air, and then a HIMARS cluster round takes out your darter, your Crocus AT drone. You can't even begin to plan for shit like that. That's just luck. Alright, CIA kill team starting to breach the compound. Rigel throwing grenades in. He forgot to break the window, though. 50 cal now. I think that's one of the Hiluxes trying to engage the UH-60. And you have a few shooters here trying to pick off any Blue 4 they can see coming in. I'm sorry, was that an HE shell? Bro's got a 203. It failed to detonate. It's within the minimum det range. They're not detonating. That one detonated, though, and got a knockout. Got some shooting going on. He has HE rounds, and he just knocked a dude out and killed a guy with them. He just knocked out a second guy with him. Bro's got an HE shotgun, and he just knocked out or killed everybody with it. Other guy just got knocked out too. No, he ran back, my bad. This is the American anti-drug force I want. Holy shit. HIMARS and HE shotgun slugs. Yes. You know what this reminds me of? When we would stream Karma Cup PvP. Where it would be a US strike team with Apaches outright smoking a bunch of Apache fighters. At night. Oh my god. He's throwing frags. He's going to get a kill with that on Shay. And he also knocks out Misano. But he got knocked out himself. Now Blue 4 just need to find the laptop, but I'm pretty sure they won that objective. Final fight is going to be for that warehouse to the south. And maybe we'll see the forces on the southern side come in and actually provide some assistance. They're dismounted. I think that means they're out of ammo for those miniguns. Got multiple 50 cals also firing at the Blackhawks here. Looks like they're testing the waters here. So we're seeing high-speed engagements. A little worried if Blue 4 gets cocky and then tries to land a group over here. But look at this. We actually see some Op 4 have been picked off on this hilltop. What? That's impressive. How did you get it on the roof? Adrisa died and he got the thing on the roof? That's okay. You know, like I said, I don't question Arma 3 players because I don't know what goes through their head. I don't know what they do, but goddamn, that's just what they do. Could I do a numbers check on what depth? So, players or points? Because players, OFCRA are losing. They are definitely losing the players. Because we have a near full group wipe, a full group wipe, and then, I mean, if we were to just, like, go to the top here, and then click right here, and then see what we have about less than a page, a little less than a page and a half. Meanwhile, Blue 4, we have 2 pages. So it's 4-3. Not even 4-3 because we have 2 groups wiped. So it's 2-1 essentially right now. And the reason for that is this. Other than this group getting wiped, they did get a few kills back, but Crow systems in PvP are either completely misplayed and useless, or you give it to Sam and Lolo, and Sam will get double digits in the game. Unless he gets sniped off by like a Metis or something early on, which is just unlucky. But you give Sam a Crow system, and you give him Zoom, he's going to engage people over a kilometer away and kill them. That's just how it is. We finally see that one uncon guy get knocked out. One Black Hawk going over the AO. The other one still landed on top right there. Blue 4 had really good equipment this run. I can see what OFCRA was supposed to do, but here's one of my problems with OFCRA. Let's go to OFCRA real quick. They're still on the ground, and I don't see the Crocus drones anymore. Okay, wait. I might eat my words. Little pig, let me in. Okay, that was the wrong thing to do. You just had to fly in through the roof, let them shoot it, and then let the AoE explosion kill all 3. Okay. I think OFCRA's drone support is completely underutilized right now. I think if OFCRA were to counter with some of the drones, use the Crocus drones on Blue 4 when they were coming in, or use the bomb drones when Blue 4 was coming in those big groups, if they're all walking in a line, just carpet bomb those guys. If you've played Arma 3, you know how OP those bomb drones are. If you've seen me play, Zeus Pog recently, I use those carpet drones to wipe the floor with them. And yet, they're just sitting here, collecting dust, underused, underutilized, nothing. Engine going down. And they're gonna meet a building. And they hug the building. All right, we got a Black Hawk down. I repeat, we have a Black Hawk down. Striker now coming into the AO is going to try to find more people to snipe. At this point, it's going to be a matter of Striker's going to snipe the remaining infantry. Blue 4 are then going to go in and bulldoze. Yeah, no, if they had a bomb drone actually covering... Because this is what infuriates me. They had a drone team over there. They had a drone team, so why didn't they bring one of the bomblet drones? If they caught, instead of using a 50 cal vehicle to ambush the infantry up here, if they just used a bomb drone and blew the shit out of people, it would have slowed down the advance. Would it have changed the outcome on this objective? I'm going to be honest, though, with Blue 4 coming in on both sides, I don't think it would have changed much in the objective. But it would have killed more Blue 4 and given Op 4 more of a chance to hold the final objective, because now the game is going to be tied, and it's going to be whoever has more manpower to hold this final warehouse, which is right here. So I get Op 4 might also be holding those drones in reserve, but they're still going to need drone operators alive to run them. So maybe Op 4's playing the long game, and they're waiting for Blue 4 to then come in and get super cocky and then use those drones on when Blue 4 is super clumped up. And hey, if that happens, I'll eat my words. I'll say Op 4's won, GG, well played. But Op 4 doesn't even have any defenders on the final objective right now. This is where the game's going to be decided. Blue 4 is closer than Op 4
now.
It
on this
doesn't feel like
objective.
3 years. Time flies.
That's why I'm saying this is probably going to be an early GG call, because Blue 4 is going to get in there. They're going to grab their MRAPs with the other infantry here, drive them in, form a perimeter here. These guys are going to assault a defensive position and get annihilated. Reinforcements are going to come in, and they're just going to hold this final area, and it's GG. Op 4 are foregoing their defensive bonus and giving it to Blue 4, and Blue 4 have a 2-to-1 manpower advantage over Op 4 right now. I'm pretty sure this is GG. Because you know what bomb drones can't destroy? Buildings. They can engage the rooftops. Cool. Great. But these are multi-floor buildings, guys. Very easy to hide from a bomb drone in them. And there's so many choices. Anyway, Ketchum, thanks for the 36-month resub. That gets you a golden Lance Corporal badge. Thank you for all your support. I hope you keep enjoying the operations, and I do hope you get a nice kick out of this scenario. Hearing some instant GL shots, but I'm 99% sure this is GG. HIMARS completely useless now. They should bring a Blackhawk back and pick these guys up. They did use a second round, though. Good on them, but everything's going to be determined in this barrier now. There's no reason to use the HIMAR. Now they're flying the Yabin lower so they can get more direct data on the objectives, but nah, bro, it's over. All right, capture intel completed by the West, failed by the East. That's 3 points on the board for Blue 4, on top of the 4th point that they got for destroying the truck. Op 4 is going to gain 2 points by having 2 of the vehicles into here. Score is going to be 4-4 in 10 minutes. Final objective over here is going to determine everything. And with that, I will be right back. We're going to follow this vehicle because I want to see how high Sam's kill count can get in this mission. Sorry about that, trying to prep things for the rest of the day. I need to have a dev stream in a day or two so we can all do a little checkup and I can tell you guys everything that's going on under the hood. But look at this massive reposition of everybody. They're going to come in from the south. They know it's clear because they have a team directly down here. They're going to literally push right in. Op4's not going to move for another 8 or so minutes. And then you're going to have Blue 4 ready to go on the objective, and Op4 is going to waltz right in and get themselves killed. GG, well played. The only thing I can think of is maybe the ZU-23 is going to act as a really good shock weapon to kill all the infantry that are set up around some of the buildings, but it's going to get quickly spotted and gunned the hell down. Now, what we are going to see is Blue 4 get a little cocky and potentially rush forces in on the northern side. So we might see a little bit of action there. One of the ZU-23s was taken out. The other one, there were two, is still set up in here. But yeah, you see the other group, they are basically going to come around the other side, but yeah, they're going to completely bypass that. Did they leave the Blackhawk up here? Yes, they did. Okay, so that shows me they have no intent of going back and grabbing Command. But Command doesn't have anything to do with the HIMARS anymore because Op4 is all in a safe zone. I mean, you do have this team over here, but granted, they are doing some long-range scouting. You got to give them that. So they probably do have drones around, but we still see the bomb drones grounded. You know, it'd be really funny if none of the drone operators had the DLC to use these drones. That would make me laugh. All right, Barrow's trying to pick people off. All right, Op4 rushing a team in. So they're realizing, hey, we need to get into this AO, because otherwise we're screwed. Well, we got Blue 4 with 2 large groups of infantry starting to move in, a third on the way. This southern force is taking their sweet time. The northern force not only did an objective, but has now moved into the final objective before the southern infantry team even got here. Like, goddamn. Some people in OFCRA are just so damn slow to maneuver. They have brought the AAA gun down here to help use against the hill, but now we also have the Striker up here. Oh, no. Look down the road. Please look down the road. Sam, please. Wait. So I can't say, he might have accidentally fired at Sloppy there, but he was firing at some of these guys over here. All right, OPFOR thankfully sent some infantry down there to not completely hand the W over to Blue 4, but Blue 4 have the numbers here. Blue 4 coming in on both sides, 50 cal. Finds OPFOR on the roof. And Blue 4 finds a taller roof to take him out. Oh, now this is going to be urban hell. This is what OPFOR wanted the entire game. Oh, no. Get that HE shotgun. All right, that's incorrect because 2 of the vehicles are in there. AT also being fired, so that is going to be at least 4 points for OPFOR. The trigger misfired. And a GL eliminates him. RPG is being fired at the infantry. 1 noob tube gets the kill. No CL. Little hesitant to realize what happened there, but let's just visually verify it real quick. 2 points and 2 points. And now they can use the vehicles as well because they're still armed. Who came up with this op idea? Wombat did. Yeah, that's... Yeah, and gained 4 points. He's clarifying. Yeah, so they just blindly fired the HIMARS on all these hilltops because they don't... Yeah. They don't have anything to do with them anymore, so now you're going to see Blue 4 slowly drive into the AO. Yeah, all outside of the zone. More Blue 4 trying to come into the AO here. OPFOR now going to move all their forces from the north to the south, at least does that remain. Blue 4 have some forces in between. Well, it looks like Blue 4 also got a few guys knocked out because they ended up in the open and got gunned down for being in the open. No surprise there. Blue 4 now have forces in the zone itself. Mission will be over in 30 minutes, but I think it's already over. What'd you guys think of that? I think what OPFOR needed to do was focus more of their forces on defense and proactively going to the next area. I'm trying to think to myself, though. No, that's really it. I think if OPFOR had half of the force up here and moved it down there and then transitioned the rest, but they already had forces actively defending this part, they would have stood a chance, and then they would have been able to use their remaining drone support to take out any Blue 4 infantry moving around to further make this very difficult objective for Blue 4 to do. So I think this op was just all about where OPFOR needed to position their forces to maximize their use, and they just didn't play the objective. Don't get me wrong, you're seeing pretty good CQC hell right now. A lot of Blue 4 getting taken out because they're ended up in the open. We see Blue 4 setting up some blocking positions. We have more Blue 4 coming in from different angles because now Blue 4 have too many forces, so they got to pick a lot of crazy routes to do, but... Sam is on kill 11. Working on kill 12, gets kill 12. I don't mean to be rude, but you probably shouldn't shoot at the striker with the giant gun and camera. Like, if you have an MG3 and you have a magnified optic on that, and you can confidently kill its turret, then by all means go for it. But they don't have they don't have scopes on those things. No, OPFOR had a bunch of AT drones. If OPFOR literally had an AT drone and a team still around in one of these random buildings, they could put, literally, Darter, okay, we found it. Crocus drone, up in the air. Hit the damn thing. It's that easy. But again, OPFOR underutilized their drones, and they underutilized their positioning, in my humble opinion. And you can see, when you have a defender, look at this man. He's probably just got up to, yeah. He's on 5 kills and a down right now. So I am hoping these guys have a drone. No, they're one of the Fent Runner teams. Ironically, they're the team that this vehicle blew up in the first place, so they might come back and kill Lolo for revenge. Will they be able to disable the turret? I don't know, because they only have submachine gun optics, but... anything's possible. I think this guy just got shotgunned. Yep. And then his head blown off. Oh, that's beautiful. Sergey's here is just murking people. I think that's kill 7. Bro's on a roll. 12 kills with the striker, 7 kills in CQC. Take your pick. 13 kills now. Overdrive has managed to catch OPFOR Command's team out here. Looks like Adricep got respawned. What is going on with this one? I thought I saw a symbol disappear, so I'm like, oh, okay, another guy got AT'd. But he's dead, so I don't know if he killed himself or what. Just scrolling out, look at the amount of OPFOR left and look at the amount of Blue 4 left. It's painfully over. Lolo gets killed off. Sam drives off knowing that he's getting ambushed. Wombat got the kill. And these guys did not hear the gunfire because they're not going guns up on that area. So now Pierce might be able to get a few free kills as well. Or Sergey. 9 kills! And he's got all the resupply he needs up here. He took the ACOG off of this guy's gun. And he's sniping everyone that comes into this warehouse. Holy shit! He's OPFOR's secret weapon. Sergey here, he is definitely channeling his inner Audrey Hotto. My God. I'll be right back. I need to check on. Oh, is someone pushing Sergey's building? No, he's going around. Looks like Pierce managed to come up and kill the 2 silly chuckleheads that were being marksmen, but he doesn't have the kills? No, Wombat came around and killed them. Because he's on 3 now. Come on, Pierce, you gotta be more like Wombat. Pierce the open. Wombat is out-piercing Pierce. What is this? Another team of Blue 4 is challenging Sergey, and Sergey is loading up more bullets. He knows. He's trying to look out the window, though. But he hears the footsteps. Another 3 people are coming up to dare challenge Sergey. He's got a double epi with a morphine combo. He is unbothered. AT was just fired. I don't know if they were aiming for the guys back there or what. Sergey goes on the roof, immediately takes fire. Here's the footsteps. No! Leave it to the CIA kill team. Willie on his 4th kill there. It's the CIA that busts Sergey. And with that, any chance of OPFOR winning this match. Funny enough, they're throwing grenades now, knocking each other out. And we have some blue on blue. Ah, who doesn't love a little bit of blue on blue? We curse John Arma? John Sergey. May he rest in peace. All right, Blue 4 getting a few more people. They're going to be hella confused coming in here and finding all these bodies. More dead Blue 4 outside going like, what the hell? The peeker advantage, yeah, right? 20 minutes left. Gotta give it credit, Blue 4 did lose a few people, but it's not enough. Sam still on 13. He's looking around for more. I don't think he's gonna get in the CQC. He might get it on the guys coming in from outside, though. More Blue 4 coming in and getting killed by campers. But I think Blue 4, with the amount of forces we have in here, they have enough to pretty much hold the warehouse. And then with the Striker overwatching from the outside, the buildings are a little too tall for the Striker to really look in here. Hydrate. More guys running in. I assume these AKs were part of the industrial site area in that box. That way when they came back, they could get a proper weapon, because those Uzis and Kerfuses, they do you a little good in this AO, but not against the body armor that Blue 4 was rocking. You know, a good chunk of Blue 4 right now is out of position. If this group can regroup and push the AO, they might actually be able to do something. Wait for it. Now you're going to have groups fighting in various buildings here. Some OPFOR might get lucky and find some AT. Hey, look, AT! Damn, that was Caster Curse to the second! How did you miss? You already had him ranged! Oh, because you weren't the one that shot him. The other guy was. Okay. That was something. That was something. There were 5 of them coming in. Now there's only 2 up here. Settler died up there. One of the Fent teams was up there with them. Wombat ran in, got killed by the one Blue 4 player here, Gek. Op 4 down to what? 2. 9. 17. Blue 4 down to... I already lost count. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Blue 4 at 22. Op 4, I said what? 19 or 17? Either way, Blue 4 have the number advantage by a little bit. And the people that just tried to run into the AO just got picked off because this is a magnified optic fight. Also, as I said earlier, ACOGs are better than PSOs. I stand by that. That one Blue 4 member gets taken out by a grenade. More grenades coming in. Oh, no, it's the floor below. Either way, I doubt he'll wake up in time. There's another Blue 4 on the outside of the building, though. He's running. But yeah, Blue 4 have AO control here. I do love how they stole a 249 and they're pre-firing corners with it. That's such a good strategy. I thought they wised up to a guy coming up behind him. Yep, he's like, wait, those aren't your footsteps. Throws a grenade, double taps with grenade. 249 gunner up here, not realizing this battle blade just got taken out. He's friendly wiggling. Not realizing he's getting breached. Bro, are you deaf? I think you noticed, all right. How many grenades are you gonna throw up there in the same spot until you're confident enough to breach? What in the... I don't know what was worse. Giovanni taking 5 business days to realize something's wrong, or the other guy throwing 4 frag grenades in the exact same place and then dying to a... And then this chucklehead just ran in front of this guy's line of fire. And he's still doing it. No fucking way. No fucking way. Oh, that was funny. Yeah, it's over. 12 minutes remaining. It's over. Highest kill count, I think, was Sam at what, 13? Yep. We had some infantry get close, though. Sergey was at what, 9? Not on the server anymore, but it's over. All right. It's better to camp the stairwells because it gives you more maneuvering room to run back. If you literally put yourself in a corner and someone throws a grenade in here, then you're just SOL. Am I going to POG tonight? Yes. Bro got smoked in the look at this. Look at this keyhole. Bro got smoked. I hear those HE shells again. But OFCRA, I mean, the guys that are closest have been either in these buildings for a while, like front runner here, or they're over in these sides. Got to appreciate we're seeing AT landing on both going in the middle instead of hitting each other's buildings, so interesting. That one hit. Waiting to see this guy potentially breach. There we go. Almost gets friendly fired. Looks like these guys are trying to get out of the building, though. Yeah, they got knocked out by AT, or the frag round's actually hitting the rooftop, because it's pretty much like a pseudo artillery piece at this point. 12 gauge HE artillery. Who would have thought? Indirect fire. Another knockout in the middle. 8.5 minutes remaining. OFCRA down to 2, 4, 6, 7, 8 players. Blue 4 have 4. 14 players, 8 to 14. Nearly 2 to 1. All right, I'm gonna level with y'all. It's over. It's a drone! Oh, I was really hoping it would hit the building. Ah. Darn. Can you imagine if OFCRA had one Citadel building and the U.S. responds with... Oh, that would be so funny if Blue 4 had the balls to hit an OFCRA building with a drone. It is the greatest plan. But anyway, guys, I'm going to wrap it up here because at this point, it's just going to be building corner campaign. I don't feel like covering that. Thank you so much for watching. Go operate operationally. We'll be back in 3 hours. I stand corrected. He had the balls to do it. It's a shame he missed. He probably should have had someone in the Middle East help him out with that. But anyway, thank you so much for watching. Go operate operationally. Enjoy the rest of your day or night. Cheers. Have a good one. Yes, I'll pay the points out.